rajasthesia means. And this is what I wanted to tell you, that rajasthesia is something which is very close to me, because I am a person who understands vibration in the environment. And I have learned this since architecture. I have been trying to connect myself to a subject called building biology. And then with Anu, we could learn bioenergetics in Paris.
Yeah.
I was a bit senior to that, but yeah, she was part of the connectivity of understanding the human energetics, the inside part of the body. Because being an architect, I thought that if I need to understand the vibration and the sensitivity or the feeling of the space, I need to know who the body is and who is going to be feeling it. You know, so in architecture, they normally don't teach us the human anatomy, where the heart is, where the lungs, and how do you feel, what are the different organs, tissues, cells. So there is a missing link. And then that's why I went to Dr. René Nakashian in Paris and try to learn myself and connect myself with the energy part of the body. And being an architect, then I connected myself to building biology, another subject which is more scientific to Vastu Shilpa Shastra, but also connects with the energetic aspects of buildings and spaces and how they affect us. And in the same process of learning, I bumped into Dr. Ibrahim Karim a couple of years back, biogeometry, and he was talking about rajasthesia as a word. I've been doing vibration and understanding sensitivity since ages, but then I thought, why not understand this subject, rajasthesia, and what exactly it is. So this word and this learning has been initiated by Dr. Karim a couple of years, and I think 4 or 5 years back. And then I went into the core of what rajasthesia is and how it has been very instrumental in my work. So rajasthesia is opposite of anesthesia. And if you guys know what anesthesia is sensitivity. We are made numb when they do the operations, or they try to create some kind of physical aspects and changes in our body. So it is numbing your body. Rajasthesia is sensitivity, increasing of the sensitivity in the body. You know, and that is what rajasthesia is, and everybody is rajasthetic in general. So the art was given name rajasthesia by French priest, and this has been come with the Latin word from radiation and perception. So rajasthesia is radiation aesthetics. You know, the two words have been put together, and the aesthetics is perception. How do you exactly see things? How do you exactly, like and dislike the things? That is aesthetics. So in rajasthesia, the main instrument is our body. You know why? Because we are the people, we are the connective element, and we are the antenna which is placed in a space or an environment. And we, as if we are using any tool also, we are the first people who understand and who can connect to the vibrational relationship. I'm sure you guys are reading the text. I'm not going to go word by word, but I'm going to give you the basics of it. And a dowser who is rajasthetic. You know what dowsing is? Dowsing is when we are trying to understand the unknowns. We are trying to decode the hidden vibrations, hidden objects, and we are trying to use sometimes our conscious and sometimes our subconscious mind to understand and decode the information which is hidden. And dowsing is, everybody has understood the dowsing part, when the twigs, water divining, pendulum, and a lot of other things. So rajasthetics is a dowser of higher sensitivity, who can amplify the sensitiveness in the body. Now, when we talk about physics, how exactly the body feels, how exactly you connect to the spaces around you or connect to the people around you. Let's say you like somebody, or you have a friend or a relationship with somebody, and you see, though I like this person, I love this person. So what exactly is like and love? It is again the feelings, you know. And when you feel, there is some kind of electromagnetic resonance happening between you and the other person, because our body, our spinal cord, our system is all electrically charged, and because it is moving, it is creating a magnetic field around it. And when there is an electromagnetic field emitting by the body or bodies together, some of them communicate with each other through resonance. And what is resonance? Resonance is something where we connect through wavelengths, through frequency. So when two objects in motion which has a charge and have a same wavelength or same frequency, they create resonance. It's like tuning fork. If you guys have learned the basic physics in schools. When you hit a tuning fork, other tuning forks start giving you sound, and that is resonance. So radiesthesia is in general electromagnetic radiations emitted by two individual objects, two individual human beings, two individual pranas, two individual buildings, and a human or any living or non-living things. And when they resonate, they create a vibratory connectivity, and that is what radiesthesia is. So everybody has a different sensitivity. A lot of time you can feel the sensitivity, but you don't know how to measure it. It is like driving a car with a no speedometer. You know it is fast and it is slow, but you don't know how much. So a lot of time feelings are also needs to be decoded. I feel this person, I'm in connect with this person, I'm in disconnect with this. I hate a person, I like a person. Again, it is related to feelings, and radiesthesia is the science which make us understand that how much we are feeling and what exactly is the quantity of this feeling. And this feeling is also depending, and it depends upon sensitivity. And sensitivity is your emotion. I am very sensitive, I am less sensitive. Some people are very sensitive. You loud your voice, they start crying. And some people, they have no sensitivity at all. You shout, you abuse, you do anything, they don't feel. Why? Because everybody has their inner vibratory connectivity. Their chakras have a different illumination or emotional strength, which is again depending upon a lot of criteria, through the brain, through emotion, through conscious, through subconscious. And there are so many factors involved, which makes us feel biologically, chemically. So it is biological, chemical, and the physics all together. DNA. So whenever there is a connectivity happening between two coded information or two coded energetic being, they start sharing the energetic signature. And sometimes this DNA is also imprinted. And this radiesthetic sensitivity remains for there from generation to generation. That is also related to energetic field. So I'm trying to give you the understanding of radiesthesia in general, and then we'll go into the process of why we need to feel, what exactly is this sensitivity all about. Okay, so
you're frozen, Mayank.
of feelings, but there is definitely visual, communicative. You can hear it, you can see it, you can feel it and take it inside your core body, but there is no specific perceptual range. Feelings can be 100,000 million, but you don't know what exactly, how to stop it and how to decode it in a numeric way. And then this ability is also related to the experiences you have. So your feeling and your perception also depends upon the experiences which you have in years to come, and your ability to decode this information. Again, whenever we are trying to record and register any information, we have to create a focus. And this focusing is also inbuilt. Our body has been tuned by Almighty grace. God has given us certain specific system to resonate and to create a focus. When I am focusing this side of if I'm turning this side of the house, I'm focusing this side because my visual perception is there. Maybe I can hear from the other side, but still I have a focused radiesthesia. And that is the core of getting resonance. Now, when I'm talking of focused radiesthesia, I'm also talking about different processes of radiesthesia, because our body is not only physical, it is also mental. So there are two kinds of radiesthesia which we talk about. One is physical radiesthesia and another is mental radiesthesia. Most of us are aware about mental radiesthesia with the pendulum, where we are saying yes and no. Okay, and mental radiesthesia is also used in medicine a lot of time, in homeopathy specifically. Sometimes they use physical, but what we use is physical radiesthesia. As an architect and as a energy consultant and as a building biologist, we always try to perceive the actual quality of the vibrational fields. So we decode the vibrational fields, and everything around us is vibrational, and there are different fields, different layers, radio waves, different energetic perceptions from human, from people, and also vibrations coming from the cosmos, planets, sun, moon, stars. Everything is giving us some kind of information, and we are all absorbing it. That is also radiesthesia. So radiesthesia is feeling of vibration from different sources. One is cosmic, from top of the head, everything happening in the sky, cosmos, galaxy. One is the environmental, which is from human to human, animal to human, plants, all living, non-living, man-made, God-made things around us, which we can touch, we can feel, and we can sense. And third and most important is earth vibration, which we call geobiology or geopathy. Earth vibrations are also felt by us, and that is also radiesthesia. So all these are physical radiesthesia, where we are perceiving the actual quality of this vibrational field, because it is coming into the resonance of my own vibration field. So I emit a vibration because I am also a charge, I am also electromagnetic radiation, and I am also having movement inside my blood, my body is moving, and then I have a charge. So it is a vibratory field which I create, and then I create a resonant with this. Now, I want to give you a very different perspective. I've given you the science and basis of what radiesthesia is. Now I want to tell you that a lot of things, a lot of particular platform, including Anu, have been talking about, and you guys are working with energies. You guys are working with different kind of energies, and I'm sure all of you are doing radiesthesia, and you are all radiesthetic. So let us go and understand what are the different names of radiesthesia used in different functions and purposes throughout this universe, and how we all are radiesthetic. So we understand telepathy. What is telepathy? Telepathy is feeling perception. We try to, through human sensory channels, we understand each other's vibration. So telepathy is another name for radiesthesia. Okay, and we have a frequency to attach to it, and which we can measure with a particular antenna, which Anu was talking about. So telepathy is a science of radiesthesia. Another name given to radiesthesia is phenomena. We all understand what is phenomena. Things which are manifesting, things which are happening itself, when it appears, and we don't know anything about it. Most of these radiesthetics names and phenomena which I'm going to be talking now are hidden, which are not seen, but you can feel it. And that is why it is radiesthesia, because feeling is a part, and feeling is the more important element here. Okay, and a lot of scientists have talked about phenomena. We are not going to go into detail about it, but yes, this is a radiesthesia, this is a science. Anomalistics. Anomalistics is also a method of evaluating anomalies. So all these phenomena which are not connecting with that, which goes away from our understanding and from our logical mindset, is anomalies. And now there are a lot of scientists in Germany and France who are anomalistics, and they only try to decode information which falls outside the current understanding, current realm of science and basic feeling, and they try to decode information which are actually facts, which we are trying to, which we are understanding each day, or which we are going through every minute of the time, but we don't know what it is. So anomalistic is another radiesthetic, and I'm sure a lot of people know about it. Paranormal. Again, this is something which we call ghost, or which is something which is beyond our perception, and which is something called pseudoscience, something called cryptozoology or ufology. But it is geomorphologic fields, morphogenic field, which is embedded in the environment, embedded all over the place, and we are now decoding it with a certain resonating frequencies, which are not connecting with our normal day-to-day life, which is mostly towards darkness, which is mostly towards the feeling of something which is ghostly, which is also given a understanding of suspicion, something which doesn't have any empirical evidences, but it is a radiesthesia because we can feel it. Another important name of radiesthesia is ESP, extrasensory perception. Everybody has the recognition, understanding of ESP. You are all having that sensual strength, but we have blocked it. We need to know that the clairvoyant inside you is already there. You have that senses, but we need to just open it. Radiesthesia helps to generate ESP in everybody. If you know the process, there are a lot of psychologists who work on it, and I'm not going to go into that detail again. Another name is intuition. What is intuition? Again, a very simple word. Everybody uses it several times in a day when you're trying to see things are happening without you taking a lot of efforts, and the patterns and the inner insight of the body is trying to decode things, and it happens, and you say, wow, I just intuited it and I thought about it and it happened. So this is also radiesthesia, because intuition depends upon your sensitivity towards feeling. Intuition depends upon how strong your core inside is and how your inner insight is. Again, esoteric. Esoteric is again a different word which has been referred to esotericism. A lot of people in Germany and France use word esoteric. This is also a part of radiesthesia, where we talk about symbols, we talk about philosophical, historical, and religious texts are considered esoteric. But esoteric is also related to sensitivity. You guys know about it. Pseudoscience is another something which we call astrology, alchemy, alternative medicine, occult belief, religious belief, anything which doesn't, which are scientific instruments are unable to process, we call them pseudoscience. Incidentally, this is the limitation which we are feeling, because science is developing so much, but they are not able to decode information, and they think we call them pseudoscience. Again, we call them occult science. Occult is spiritualism. There are so many systems where we talk about occult. Occult is radiesthesia. Occult can only, the science which is natural magic, which is something which is extraordinary, which has no logical understanding, but it works on the creative brain, and it works on your your beliefs and practices. And this is occult science. Again, a radiesthesia, and we have a 9.3 frequency to measure this occult science with Laker antenna. Fairy. These are mythical beings, and these mythical beings or legendary creatures have been spirits, and they are metaphysical and supernatural. Again, they are myths, but the whole philosophy of this mythology is based on radiesthesia. Again, we have frequencies to measure this. Now I'm going to the other part of the whole radiesthetic world, which is more towards the spirit part, which is more towards the spiritualism, which is based on spirit something, and spirit is mostly based on the atma. Atma is something which nobody see, which is dead, and dead also exist. So we are talking of reincarnation. We are talking of so much of subject which are beyond our human perception, which is something on a different level, and that is called spiritualism. I'm not going to go into detail again. I'm going to give you the brief of it, what this radiesthesia means. White magic, everything supernatural, which is based on prayers and songs and God-based, which is again talking about something which is magic, supernatural powers, but it is mostly to let people go to the nirvana, or let people understand. And then also white magic is wonderful when people are healing each other. Again, the similar kind of thing is black magic. White and black, you understand, it is left and right polarity movement, which is clockwise and anti-clockwise. So there are left hand and right hand paths which are based on black magic and white magic. Then tantra. Tantra is another very important aspect of understanding the radiesthetic techniques, where we try to decode the esoteric traditions of Hinduism and Buddhism, and try to know more of the physical feeling part, but which is more based on the a subject which is more on the right side polarity and right hand movement. Hand and right hand movement is another Western esotericism. Again, these are radiesthesia. I already talked about. They are based on magic. This is a wonderful Vamakara. Vamakara is a Sanskrit word, and Vamakara is also a very strong tantric orientation of right hand and the left hand aspect of understanding how religious metaphors, the dharmic and the religious metaphors, have been put into the esoteric subject, where we talk about sadhana and meditation. And again, we are trying to feel something. We close our eyes, we meditate, but we still feel. We are not locked, we are not dead, we are still breathing. So there is initiation, there is some kind of movement happening inside the body. And Vamakara is a wonderful subject. I've been trying to learn this a lot these days. Shaktism, another female eternal goddess. Rajasthesia, feelings through the Kundalini, again feminine name. Sufism, Islamic mysticism. Islamic mysticism talk about the similar kind of phenomena and mysticism and magic happening in different part of the world. And again, the similar kind of science, but again phenomena based. Divination. Divination is very important aspect of Rajasthesia because divination is dowsing, and dowsing is where you use any particular tool or object to focus your concentration and feeling, and also get the vibratory field divine or through your intuitiveness decode the information which are hidden in different layers. They can be under the earth, they can be above the sky, they can be in the galaxy, different solar and lunar movements. But divination is an amazing subject, and again divination is based on your registatic quality and registatic ability, and everybody can divine if they know how to do it. It is a simple process. There's also very important terminology which is misunderstood as feelings, but it is a feeling of different kind. It is superstition. When we talk about superstition, we are trying to misunderstand the science and understand and try to put something which is spiritually believed by a particular group of people, and that is belief or practice, and it is own luck and trust, which is not a science. We don't understand superstition, but there are different superstition processes happening in India and different part of the world. Hanging lemon with 7 green chilies, if black cat crosses your path, remove evil eye, najar utarna, adding 1 rupee to the gift sum. All these are certain logics which has been put by feelings, by some logic and some science behind it, which is sometimes beyond the understanding, but it is there and it is the fact. People have got results out of it. These are the facts which doesn't support any theory. There is no scientific method behind them, but they are all science because they are happening, and it is a belief. So I don't deny things happening up when you put this evil eye sticker on your car or in front of your house, on your door, or in a Turkey airline they put it into the plane itself. So what is all this? This is some kind of connectivity with the supernatural, something which is beyond science, but we all appreciate it, we all respect it, we all know about it. So rajasthesia and science, what it is? It is all morphogenic field. It is all morphogenic fields embedded in the environment, and we are all getting connected to it. Not only the environment, people around you. People around you emit vibrations and radiation. There are hypnotism happening. There are people who know how to control the space and the people around you. So all these are scientific way of control, scientific way of creating a environment which is suitable for general mass to feel happy and well-being, or there are negative aspects to it because a lot of people create morphic fields or morphogenetic fields to do wrong things as well. But the overall purpose is we are all sensitive and sensory beings. We can all decode ourselves and connect to a supernatural, which we call Paramatma, through following a specific system of rajasthesia, and that is what sensitivity is. So what does rajasthesia do? Why do I need to know about rajasthesia? Because it allows to extend our perception to tune into the unperceived world beyond the normal range. So everybody knows that we have a basic range or limitation of our perception. Let's say if you're talking about sound, we can hear from 20 to 20,000 hertz. If anything below 20, it is emitting, the vibrations can be felt, but I cannot hear it. Above 20,000, people, animals, different things can feel it, but I cannot because I don't hear it. That particular sound vibration create a registrative feeling into me only when I can hear it, when it goes into my eardrums. Similarly, when I close my eyes or there is a darkness beyond in the whole room where I can't see anything, it doesn't mean that there are nothing exists beyond my seeing capacity. There are a lot of things which are there behind the darkness, which I want to see, and that is what Adhisthya do. I want to hear below 20. I want to hear below 20,000 hertz. What is happening in that paradigm or that world, which that frequency of sound, and I want to decode it. Then you need to learn the science of anesthesia. Then you need to expand your perception and grow out of the human physical limitation, and then grow yourself ahead of it. And everybody can do it. And this is not a joke. I have seen people. I have definitely, you guys also must have felt and understood and seen and being with these kind of spiritual sacred people, the saints and pandits and gurus and several people. I was with a shaman a couple of months back, and then not. But then when he took me into his energetic field, and then I went into the resistic world of his, I could also see it and I could also feel it. Similarly, there was a Kabbalist. I was in Belgium a couple of months back, and there is a Kabbalah, there is a Hebrew science, and there is a Kabbalist. Kabbalist is a highly educated and extraordinary, knowledgeable Jew person. And this Kabbalist could sense and could tell me a lot of things which I could relate to, but I've never heard and never heard. We all need a guru or a teacher who takes us to this registrating world with him and enhance our perception. What are the benefits? Actually, Radhisthya does no harm. It is non-invasive. There is no chemical required. There is nothing, but you can feel the people. You can understand their emotions. You can help them. You can become a healer, and you can understand their energy pattern and sometimes alter it. Sometimes change the pattern and help them come out of the problems. And that is the benefit of Radhisthya and Radhisthetic inside you. What are the purposes? Health purpose. A lot of people detect fresh fruit and vegetable before they buy. People search for minerals and lost objects, including lost bodies, animals, and plants, using Radhisthya. And 80% of people have the Radhisthya to understand these things beyond their perception, but we are all unaware of it. We have blocked our senses and we have not trying to decode it and open it up. In architecture, we use Radhisthya to pick up the location. Now I'm coming to my core work of why I have learned Radhisthya. I definitely like to feel and understand people's vibration, but my core business, me as an architect, try to understand the locations of spaces. Where, if I've given a plot, where should a building come up? In this whole plot, where should my house be? And what is the positivity which I'm going to get? Is it a power spot, or it has a geopathic strength which is going to take away my energies? So when we talk about Vastu, we only talk about the physical aspects. Through Radhisthya, we go into the energetic aspects. Through Radhisthya of feeling, we try to understand what a person wants. What kind of house you require, what kind of office you require, what is your energy, how do you create a resonance with the positive only, not negative? Because negativity is everywhere. Whole universe is surrounded by negativities and bacteria and viruses. But I want myself to be aloof. I don't want to get into those problems. So I have to learn how to create a disresonance, cut a resonance with the negativity, increase my resonance to the positivity. And this I can do when I design the house right, where I know where I'm putting my bed, when I know where I'm sitting in my office, what is all around it. So it is aura of the human body and aura of the environment which needs a connectivity. Radhisthya and earth, not only the space which is near and just connective to you, or which you can feel and physically go, the whole earth is Radhisthetic. And earth is a conscious being. We need to know how exactly we are trying to decode and we are trying to improve the vibrations of this earth for what we need. So it can be individualistic, it can be generic. The whole world is single divine consciousness. And if we all, being a conscious being, start connecting with the earth, then there will be no catastrophes and no pandemic, because we know what we are trying to do. But the problem is we are all working unison, we are all different, there is a lot of disintegration, and the earth is confused. No, earth is a conscious being, but everybody is trying to use the earth the way they want to, and it is bringing it back, it is giving it back to you, and we are all in the receiving sector at this moment. Scales. When I'm talking of resisthesia, when I'm talking of sensitivity being a physics part or feeling part, I am also trying to know how much is this resisthesia required. As a small child, how much vibratory field how much ability I should have, and as I grow, what are my requirement, what are the qualities and quantities. So there is a scale of measurement. Again, this is a bit scientific and physics part, I'm not going to go into this part, but I want to tell you that limitations, there are several limitations of this the contemporary science, which we say very advanced technological science, where we have supercomputers, and we are now coming with 5Gs and tremendous internet and communication system, but we are still limited to know the phenomena. We cannot, what cannot be measured is a limitation to our measurement instrument. So it is not that these subjects which we have been just talking about doesn't hold any say in the scientific world. I tell them that you are incapable. Don't judge me, or don't judge my supernatural power. If you have a machine to measure it, you measure it. If you cannot, then don't joke about it. Because the world was round before we were able to scientifically verify it. Everybody knew it. Now, very important aspect. Everybody asks me, you are talking about resisthesia, you are saying blah, 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 but how do I do it? How should I become sensitive? I close my eyes, I try to meditate, but I see a lot of other things. I cannot concentrate. I cannot meditate. I don't know how to feel. I go to a space. I tell a lot of architecture students, why don't you, instead of following any other norm or aspects of architecture, why don't you go in a space, close your eyes and feel the space and ask the space, what does you want? Go to the earth and ask the earth, do you want me to dig a 2 or 3 basement inside you, or you like me to build on top of you? But how do you talk? How do you listen? How do you communicate? You only communicate when you can feel. And that is what the Yoga Sutra means. Yoga is the ability to direct the mind exclusively towards an object and sustain focus in that direction without any distractions. Yoga Sutra, the core of Yoga Sutra was and is to create the mental communication strength to create resistatic power inside you. But we have lost the whole essence of yoga, and we are using yoga for the physical benefits. So if you want to activate your dowsing and feelings and sensitivity, if you want to become a true resisthetic, you need to learn how to do Yoga Sutra in a proper way. And if you cannot, if there are limitations inside you, then go to the psychodynamic dowsing. Now, psychodynamic dowsing is a similar kind of process where you try to concentrate, but you have a tool with you which is making you focus. So it is like joining your hands like this, When you're joining your hand like this, you're trying to create a focus. Similarly, when I hold an antenna in my hand, something like this is a Laker antenna which I hold. When I hold it in my hand, and if I'm using it like this, I am creating a focus, centering my energy chakras, and then this antenna is helping me douse. It is increasing my sensitivity to 30 times. So I don't know, I don't have that intuitive strength, but I want to work as a dowser. Use the tool, use the science, and there are different frequencies which we can use with S3 Gold Laker antenna. And these frequencies can definitely help you identify all the aspects of dowsing and psychodynamic processes. And when we talk about Yoga Sutra, we talk about different aspects of our brain, comprehension, misapprehension, imagination, deep sleep, and memory. And if you work on the process of comprehending well, so that you have less misapprehension, your imagination increases. And when you're doing all these things, you know how to sleep, how to remove, and the activity, how to slow down and close your eyes. And if you do all these things, your conscious experiences can be stored in your brain, that is memory. So comprehending right, no misapprehension, imagination well, with the deep sleep and memory, you have completed the course of being resisting. And that is part of the Yoga Sutra. This is dowsing, different processes, divining rods. You can use pendulums. People have seen pendulum. This is S3 gold Laker antenna with different frequency systems. We take workshops. We teach people how to be resisting using this. And this is the process where we try to go ahead and tell people that everybody is a dowser. Everybody is resisting. Just be aware. Try to become more connected to the system. We teach. Again, this is a science, as I told you. Transform your intuition into science. Come and connect yourself. And this is the process which I wanted you to understand. Some of the sources which I wanted to highlight and tell people that yes, this is a science. I've taken the information from different scientists all over the world and try to decode it and put into a right perspective for all of you. And I hope I have given you enough insight to ponder for the coming lockdown time and learn this science. And I'm sure tonight I have been useful to give you something. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody. Thanks Anu.
Thank you, Mayank. That was brilliant. And guys, he's amazing with his work. So I'm not just saying it or just for the heck of saying it. I mean it because I've not only learned from my naturopath friend, but I've also learned from him. And what I've learned from him is of another style altogether. So like people who are right now, sound music is so how do you say, popular. You have many different sciences which are popular like NLP, but each person teaches it differently. And Mayank is very, very passionate with what he does. He's got this one whole, how do you say, room full of instruments. And each instrument he's passionate about, he'll pick it up, he'll tell you. He teaches everything from Vastu to antenna to gold antenna. So he's constantly upgrading himself. He hasn't left himself and said, "Aaj mujhe aata hai, aaj iske baad main guru ho gaya. Abhi kal se now nobody, I don't have to learn from anybody." He's not of that kind at all. So here is someone I learned from. If you feel motivated to go and learn from him, and I've already done checkups on him. I told you, I thought he was fake. So I had to actually send someone to see ki nahi, ye jagah bilkul sahi hai and all. So just to let you know, he's a very safe guy. And he's a very, very safe person to learn from. So I would open up the forum now for questions. The best thing to do, you can ask him anything from your house energies, guys. I mean it. To he using ghostometer that he's not even spoken about. To he talking about geopathic stresses that he fixes in the house. Geopathic work I've learned from him. I haven't done it for a very long time, but I'm very, very good at my work. I carried his instruments right from Dubai to Prague to America to everywhere. And because they were so big at that time, I still managed. Now they've become half the size. Some of them have just become like little plates. So a very, very, how do you say, ongoing training himself and never giving up on himself or on other people. And home energies are where he lights up. Body energy is something that he does for me. We've always forced him to do that because that's my field. But he lights up when he talks about the houses. So this is an opportunity. Don't let him go like this without asking him questions, guys. So opening the forum to you, put up your hands, not on the chat, but on the Zoom. Come on, guys. Do justice. Yes, Doreen, please go ahead.
A very odd question, Mayank, but my lacquer antenna has two missing black things, you know, at the bottom that you need.
वो जो black वाले होते हैं ना, वो निकल गए.
Oh God. How did you lose it?
I do, you know, I mean, I shouldn't be saying this, but my daughter and I were playing with it one day. And it just got like one went missing, then the other one I kept it in my wallet thinking that I should try and find out how to get this. So I would carry it everywhere as a sample, and then one fine day I lost that also.
Not an issue. You can connect with us. We'll try to get you from. But these days we
Okay.
use S3 Gold antenna, which doesn't have that problem. So
Yeah, yeah, I've
this
seen
is an
this one at
advanced
Anu.
antenna now.
This is
This is
with
the
me
Yeah,
right
way.
now. Yeah.
yeah, I've seen
This
this
is
with
the
Anu.
future. So if you want to upgrade, you can connect. But definitely
Yes,
Atmos antenna is as good. But Atmos has limitations. Okay.
yes. Thank you.
Wonderful. Archana, please go ahead, ask question.
Hi, Mayurji. It was a great session.
Thank you.
Because Anu mentioned something to do with empty, the things in the house.
Entities.
Entities,
Yes.
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 So
This
I
is Anu's
have
favorite.
just had a experience of sitting in my room, hearing utensils fall in the kitchen when there is nobody in the house. Nobody, just me. And it was like, and they couldn't have fallen. They were in the basket. They were kept properly. So I can't even think कि छिपकली भी गई होगी वहां से. Definitely not. And only thing I want to know is that if we feel something like this, should we? Because then एक बार हुआ, and then I just thought, are you really there? Can you show me your presence again? वो दिमाग चलता है ना. So again something fell, and I was like, I'm not talking about it anymore to anyone. So I just want to know what can be done or what shouldn't be done. Both the things.
See, I can see Dr. Archana, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Archana, again, as I say, I got a pop-up question also. Does ghosts exist and ghosts are good? Ghosts are real?
Oh yes.
See, as I tell you, according to the science which I learned, anesthesia, there is nothing called ghost.
Oh.
Ghost is the terminology which we use for magnetic and electromagnetic vibrations and changes. So when the utensils are falling, there is some kind of electromagnetic radiation and resonance happening around it, which is creating a resonatic field for that particular utensil's resonance. And the energy field can be from the cosmos, from the earth, from the nearby car moving around. Maybe somebody next door is playing a guitar and creating a vibratory field, and the objects are falling off. Again, as I've told you, this is all resisthesia. As we can feel, objects also have resonant field, and these things fall. And because we have been tuned since the childhood that there is a ghost, a white lady will move with a white, there will be guru sound. All those have been put into our brain. So we start imagining, and then we start talking to the ghost. We cannot talk to electromagnetic fields.
I know, but it just happened. So I was like, what is it?
This is not only with you.
Not that I want to be sounding like a fool, but that's what happened.
So it is resonance, it is resisthesia, it is electromagnetic vibration.
Absolutely.
Not only the utensils, a lot of places the windows and doors falls apart. The floor get
cracks.
swelled up.
Cracks. Yeah.
So and nothing has happened all around the house.
No.
So these are all radiations and vibrations. And sometimes we are sensitive to feel it, sometimes we ignore it. So good, you are sensitive enough to actually hear the sound.
Perfect. Couldn't be better. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually, I remember learning from him ghostometer, and he was sitting with it. And ghostometer is again not picking up ghosts; it's picking up electromagnetic
vibrations.
Tri-field frequencies.
And when it picks up, it starts buzzing. It starts making funny noises. And he's worked in haunted places with those. Can you share that experience, please? My young people would love it.
There's one more thing. I remember sitting in my father-in-law's bed, and around 5 o'clock in the morning, if you're there, I would feel electric currents passing through. Wow. That is also one thing I felt, and literally got up after that. I mean, I was sleeping on his bed for a particular day or a reason, and 5 o'clock, it was like, absolutely, I was shocked, and I got up.
Wow.
I know.
My uncle will say your friends are like you.
Oh my God.
Yes, I have heard so much of these things with Anu, with different
modalities.
Modalities and different people. So
Yeah.
I know, and we have been doing a lot of research with ghosts. You can see, which you say paranormal or
Yeah.
something which is not seen. We go with instruments. We have a special instrument called E-Smog Spine. With that machine, we can hear the sound. And again, as I tell you, everything is frequency and wavelength. When there is a magnetic resonance happening, you can actually hear it. And we have these devices. So we have done a case study in a house in Lonavala, where we have kept these instruments and put the cameras around it. And this instrument has a sensitivity. When anything moves around it, it starts beeping. Maybe you don't have to touch it. So when I have kept it in the different rooms, different instruments, and put the camera, and then we slept. Next day morning, when we on the camera, we saw that they are rhythmic movements. One instrument after 5 minutes, another room, and it has become a rhythmic movement of energies around the whole house. Now you don't call it ghost, but it is a haunted place. Why? Because these electromagnetic radiations are harmful to the human body. That's why we call them entities. They disalign our chakras to that level that we cannot bring it back. So people get mental disorders, people physically get heart attacks, or different ailments start happening to this. That's why they are called, again, these are all because of radiation in electromagnetic fields. And this has been shot by certain, there was 2 serials, Mano Yana Mano, and there was on the Z News. When they knew about it, they took me into the whole process. They, asked me to do it again, because they wanted to shoot it. So it was all made up, but it was a true story. So if you go to Mano Yana Mano on Google or YouTube and put Mayank Barjatya, you will see those serials.
Perfect.
So can you put the link of it? I've already put you in the WhatsApp
very
group.
relaxed
Yes, I'll
after
do that.
hearing your full
Thank you.
conversation and this explanation. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Great.
wonderful. There is another question coming from Vandana Srivastava. Vandana, please
Yes,
unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hi Mayank, this is Vandana
Hi,
here.
Vandana. Yes, Vandana.
Mayank, where are you placed?
I am in Pune.
Pune. Okay, where in Pune?
My office is in Uday Bagh, and I stay in Sopan Bagh. I am near Racecourse Camp.
Okay, so if one needs to learn, one has to come there, or you do online training also?
We do online, but right now the online is the best thing we can do. But we have offline trainings also. You can come to our institute. We have an institute in Bhor, which is
But at
2 hours
present,
away
no,
from Pune.
is online training as good as offline?
No,
See,
no.
no. Online can never be as good as offline in the whole world, because this is, again, I am talking about feeling. I need to feel, and you need to feel. And through the
That's
computer,
what
we cannot feel.
Lockdown.
But you can initiate it. You can start it. A lot of people are learning. We have a lot of online courses. You go
Yeah,
to
that is what I'm saying. And
vastuworld.com.
when the lockdown finishes, then we can come for the finishing part.
Sure.
Come
You
there.
can definitely meet us.
So when are
You
you
can
starting?
call us.
When are you
and
starting your new batch?
Yes, we are.
Vandana,
Our online course. You go to the website vastuworld.com.
Okay.
And
I want to learn these antennas and all, basically.
Absolutely. So you connect with me, and maybe you can WhatsApp me, or through Anu you can email me, so we can be in touch with each other. Or my email ID
Anu
and
will
everything
know
is
what is because you may be teaching a lot of.
You can, Mayank, put your email address, phone number. I've already added you to the WhatsApp group. There are about
Yes, I'll do that.
140 people over there. But do not put any promotion things over there, but you can put educational stuff. So if you contact you from there, that's brilliant.
Now, Anu can guide me what are the courses which are good for me.
He does everything that's good. He dare not do anything that's bad.
No, Anu, but not everything may be meant for me.
So I have just put my phone number and my email ID here on the group chat. You can right now note it, and then you can be in touch.
Yes.
Great.
Guys, questions? Mr. Khan, unmute kare aur baat karenge. Unmute and please talk. Mr. Rizhar, yes.
Yeah. Mr. Mayank, as you rightly said, this is a very, very interesting topic of ghost, and that was the reason as soon as we saw this, we wanted to come down on the forum and, understand. Now, sir, in your technical words, you can put it entities, ye wo. Hum log ko to end of the day dar lagta hai, sir. It's as simple as that. So when you say, yes, there are entities and, they can harm you, they can misalign your chakra. And especially, sir, what is this to do with specifically when they say that, between 3 to 4 you are the lightest, and because sometimes we feel that someone is on to us and we are not able to shout and things like that. And secondly, sir, I just wanted to ask you something, because you said about the house energies. For example, in my own house, I feel that, I mean, it's not that maybe it's right or wrong, that in particular month, like this is our holy month, but every time something or the other happens every year, which I may not may perceive it for the rest of the year or things like that. So just wanted to know that what is it to do with the house energies that you said, or what is the best way to do something like
No, I didn't get the question right, but for your house energies to be giving you positivity and well-being and harmony and health and happiness, you need to resonate and tune with it in a positive way. So the polarity between your vibration and the house vibration should be in right hand.
that?
This
Okay.
is one most important aspect. Otherwise, in general, we need to follow the climatological aspect, sun and moon, and earth vibrations, geopathy and geobiology, the planetary informations. These are all registrating. They are all giving some kind of radiations and vibration to the house, and then house in turn is affecting you because you live in that surrounding around the inside the four walls. All right.
Okay.
So you need to resonate positively, and everybody has a different resonating field and magnetic field. So your bedroom should resonate positively with the interferences around in your bedroom. This can be a painting, this can be a clock, a artifact or a furniture in your bedroom or a bed itself. If it is not resonating well with you, it will not let you sleep properly and you will have a lot of issues. So similarly, each and every component of a house affects us. It depends upon your sensitivity, and then there are solutions and cures and processes.
Shamla, please go ahead, ask your question. I don't know. I feel that Mayank has gone muted. No.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
can.
he's
Yeah,
come back.
something happened there.
Yeah.
But
So
okay.
just go ahead, Shamla, ask your question.
Yeah, hi Mayank, how are
Others,
you?
guys, please raise your hands if you have any more questions. Shamla, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. So, Mayank, in your slides, I just saw that there was one slide which said that like black cats they are often perceived lucky or unlucky according to the tradition.
Yes.
First is this question. Second, how do we come to know if there is some black magic done on a person, or and how authentic? I mean, like how true it is. Like, does black magic even exist?
No, as first the black cat,
Yeah.
according to the tradition, Egyptian like it, Indians don't like it. There are
Mhm.
different people who have different mindset. Cats are wonderful animals. All animals are part of our well-being. We should all live cohabited together. So there is nothing we don't know. That's why I say it is superstitious. It is something which is registrating, but we have misunderstood the whole process of registration there. So that is one answer. Another
Actually,
answer is
I want to mention that I have a black cat, female cat, and her
wonderful.
name is Lucy. Yeah,
Good.
and she's a rescued cat. Yes.
So you are happy with her?
Yes, very much happy. But
Good.
though she is very little timid and I mean, like she is very weak. I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what was your other question? Sorry.
Black magic.
Black
Oh,
magic.
black
I
magic.
want,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
if you could just say something about it.
See
And
the
then how
white
do we
magic.
come to?
See,
Okay,
if we
sorry.
understand white magic, if we go to the god and if something we do puja, havan, we do a lot of religious and spiritual things, then we try to feel good, that why we have done puja in our house and my house is safe. Similarly, there is other side of it, the black magic. Black magic is somewhere, and black magic, we have frequencies. With this S3 antenna, you can measure black magic with the vibratory frequencies. So it is the science of sending information, and which, because we ourselves is antenna, we will receive the information. And when the resonant field of that black magic frequency and my body's frequency match, and there is a resonance, then I get affected by that black magic, and the person who is trying to send the negative information will get succeeded in troubling me. And these are all science. There is a vibratory field. Okay, and we can decode it. We can measure the body through this antenna. As I told you, there are different ways to do it. We have a probe here which you hold it in your hand, and I put a frequency and then I measure it. And if I get the resonance of that, then I understand that you have a black magic issue. And then that black magic issue creates mental, physical, lot of issues in the body as a health part. And we try to rescue that vibration by creating a disresonance. So we'll block you, we'll create a shield around you. So nobody will, if they are going to be sending more information, it will not reach you. Okay.
Fascinating, guys, isn't it? The man who can
Yeah.
block the black magic and teach you how to do it also. So wonderful. Doreen's again has got a question. You have
Anu,
another question? Go
Anu, I
ahead,
just want to say something if I can.
Of course.
Sure, sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Mayank, what I checked the black magic with the like the dowsing system also.
Yes.
So that also actually helps. Yeah. So is
But with
it
dowsing,
like better?
but with your, if you're using the copper dowsing rod, take care of yourself. Because when
Okay,
you use
okay.
the dowsing rod with copper, that frequency can also resonate with you, because through the copper you are enhancing, you are becoming a catalyst antenna. You are increased frequency antenna. That's why we always tell, don't play with black magic and geopathic stresses with copper rods and pendulums. Use some scientific tool which is going to shield you. So when you probe into this information, you become a part of the problem,
So if I use crystal dowsers, is it okay?
Again, it depends.
Pendulums, I mean.
Yeah, pendulums are better if you are not using a copper or metal rod, metal thread. If you are using the normal thread, it is okay. But I am still not very comfortable with using any of the dowsing material which require your mind. It is mental. You need to use physical anesthesia so that you are not associated with any of these information. It doesn't trouble you as a healer, because you need to take care of yourself first.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
It was great. Thank you.
Wonderful question. Amazing answer. Doreen, could you go ahead? Ask your question, please.
Yeah, so a long time back, I was told by this one guy who I, kind of consult sometimes. He has actually asked me to never keep anything to do with leather, or even like if it's a bag which has a leather strap, I should not store it under the bed. So till date, I have a lot of storage space that gets wasted because I get very superstitious about that leather. Do you think there is any logic to that?
Leather, I'm really not sure about it.
You've
Because
never
we
heard
are all
it.
leather.
Okay.
This is also leather. We are leather. It is
Yeah.
living and non-living. That's it. So
Okay.
I am not very sure about what is the logic that person has used.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
that. Sarita, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Ask your question.
Hello, hi, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for this session. I want to ask two questions. Firstly, uh, few years back, my mother, matlab, there was a maid working in our house, and in evening she used to come, and my mom saw her coming into the house, but she didn't came. After few hours, she came, and my mom asked her that you came before. She said, "No, I didn't came." And that day my mom fell ill because it was a shock to her, because she didn't came actually, but she saw her coming and she even talked to her. So my mom related it to black magic. So I just want to ask, what kind of resonance is it? Was it a black magic, or
No.
it was a
This is
illusion?
no. This is not. This is some kind of illusion and imagination. A lot of people have their. What is the age of your mom? She is
At
old.
present, yeah.
No, that time.
At that time she must be 42 years old.
Okay, so a lot of time there is some kind of mental imagination. People start perceiving things without actually being there. So they create their own imagination and they form the physical body, and they also communicate. Again, this is a disalignment of chakra, the specific neurons in the brain which go haywire, and sometimes you start going into hallucination, or sometimes you start dreaming in the daytime. Normally this is the case. I don't think it's a black magic, because there is nothing harm and the person came next after a couple of hours back. So this is mostly some kind of disconnection in the brain and hallucination, as far as I understand.
Okay, thank you. And one more question I want to ask, that during the season change, I kind of get a smell, a kind of a smell that nobody else gets. So it is a very pleasant smell that that only I can feel during, like, especially during winters. And I kind of feel a very beautiful smell that if I keep on asking people, are you getting the smell? Nobody is like, no, we are not getting any smell. So what is it?
So this is your resonance with that particular smell through your senses of smelling, because all our five senses have resonant frequencies. So maybe you are the person who is resonating with that smell somewhere from outside, tree, flower, or perfume from somebody, and not anybody else. Again, it's a radiesthesia. Your sensitivity increases particular seasons. We have a circadian rhythm, and we have the whole process of going into positive track and depressed track of the life in different days. So some days you are more resonant than the others, and that's the time when you start having supernatural things.
Wow, we're really talking about
Okay.
mano ya na mano.
Thank you so much.
Amita,
Thank
the
you.
next question. Thank you, Sarita, for that question. Amita, please unmute
Hello.
yourself. Yes.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Just want to continue with the question of Sarita. Actually, she is my sister, and it's been a time in our house that it was like somebody was keeping some odd things in our house. Every Tuesday and Saturday, we used to get it. And at that time, situation at our house is also not very good. Means my father was also not well. Then there are fights at house going on, and finally we did some puja havan, and after that things got normal. Although with time we have learned that it's all about energy. If there is a negative energy, equally positive energy is there. So if somebody is doing that, then even then we have the good energies and we will be safe. God has kept us safe till that time, and he will keep us safe now also. So
Perfect.
that is what means we thought, but actual in that time there were things were not going really in the direction. So I feel there was some kind of energy at that time that was there, that was creating the problems.
Absolutely. So we do puja,
If you
havan, and
could
all these sound vibrations, chanting of mantras. They are all solutions. They are all cleansing of space and removing all the negativities. So perfect. You did a right thing, and I am happy that everything was okay. I think Uma wants to add something.
Yes, Uma, go ahead, please. Uma.
Yes, thank you, sir. Uh, I wanted, we have a big house and we live in a joint family. And when our family got extended, we had to build on top first floor. On the first floor, I shifted and my sister-in-law shifted, who lives on the front side, and I live on the back side. But since the time I've shifted on top, I am having issues with my children's health. So what is that one thing I can do to change?
See, again, Umaji, we need to study the house directions. What are the factors inside the house, outside the house? What is influencing the health? There are a lot of interferences all around. So I suggest you send me the drawing, or we talk about it in a personal time with the drawings. Because when you say ahead and behind, we need to know the directions. And we
Yes,
also
because
then...
everything is going perfect with my sister-in-law. But
Yeah,
for
so
me, it's the opposite.
so definitely in your part of the house, there may be some kind of geopathic stresses or some kind of negative vibrations which we can control and shield and help your children be healthy. So let's talk about it. You connect with me on phone or email, and then we will take it forward.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Wonderful. Vandana Srivastava, please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Mayank, it sounds very scary also what you are saying, and it is very amazing also. But I just wanted to know, I have a case of a girl who is suffering with some multiple personality or a bipolar disorder or something. And her parents think that उसके ऊपर कुछ किया हुआ है, तो ये कैसे पता चलेगा, कैसे किसी को? Though I told them ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता, आप लोग परेशान मत हो. But then, the way they describe that she gets aggressive and all, and then she forgets what has happened. So psychiatric case के चक्कर में उसके बहुत दवाइयाँ चल रही हैं. And the parents are really very worried.
What is the age? What is the age of the girl?
The girl is 22. She was studying in SRM Chennai, and then वहाँ पर उसको कुछ होने लगा, and then she just left the college and came back, and parents are forcing her to rejoin the college. But then this is the state, so I don't know. अब आप बता रहे हो तो मुझे believe हो रहा है, नहीं तो मैं तो यही कह रही थी कुछ नहीं होता भाई.
This is all related to bioenergetics now. Now we need to go into the body and measure the energies and the shift of chakras and blockages in the different glands and different zones of the
Will you
body.
be able to help her दूर
Absolutely.
से online मतलब हो सकता है?
There is a possibility. Let's connect with it. But physically, online is difficult because I need to measure the energies and
That is
understand
what
the
I'm
vibratory
asking.
field.
The
So
child is in
where they
Kanpur.
stay?
They are
They
in
stay.
Kanpur.
Okay. So let us connect ourselves. Let's see if we can do something distantly.
They are very
And
worked up.
and this can be solved. There are cases of personality or shift in mindset. Again, their polarity shifts. Sometimes you have a positive and negative. The whole body polarity shifts also, and that also gives you a different attitude. And then people lose their mind, and they sometimes
Because
forget things, or they
psychiatric medicines are
not.
causing a lot of side effects on her.
I know this is depressive because they only can give depressants, nothing else. Because the problem is energetic. Problem is not physical.
That is
All
what
these problems are based on energies, and if we can tune the energies properly, I am sure things will be better, and it is possible to help. So let's connect sometime later after
Please,
this
please do.
lockdown
Yes,
and
thank you so
be in
much.
touch. And I
नहीं,
would love to help the girl.
मैं आपसे online उनसे बात करवा दूंगी. Just in case.
Sure. I'll be ready. I'll be very, very happy to help.
Thank you so much.
So Vanna, his number is there in the group. You can always.
Yeah, I will connect.
Yeah?
I will connect.
An email is there, so you connect.
Yeah,
Any other question, guys? Okay, let's do something. Let's unmute each one of you and just share how you felt. What did you understand today? So that we can really take this further. I can see another hand. Mr. Khan, please put your hand, please unmute yourself. Yes.
Yes, Mayanji, all of us are, I don't know about others, but like for example, myself, if I'm alone at my own house, we get scared that, someone is there, someone. So what can we actually do to get out of this? Especially, during nights also, we even get scared in our own houses. So I don't know. I just want to know: are you also scared because you go to these paranormal places and all that, or what can we do to get out of this fear factor thing going on into us?
See, first of all, what I do normally is I align myself. Whenever we are feeling scared, that means again our chakras are not centered properly. So what you need to do is you need to close your eyes, take a deep breath, do some pranayam, and then start feeling positive. And a lot of time, the body itself goes into the negative track when the body from inside is weak. So physically, there is nothing around us. We know that the doors are locked, nothing can come in, the building, the whole thing is, but we still feel scared because we are weak from inside. So this is the process you need to develop yourself, That's what I say. Everybody has to be aware of their strengths. And if you want to start feeling positive about the surroundings and environment, you need to do some yoga sutra, you need to do some meditation and pranayam and be positive. That's what we can say. Because there is no medicine to fear, and fear is psychological and psychodynamic. And
yes, sir.
That's it.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that's agreed, sir.
Yeah, the one thing that about Mayank, he wouldn't how do you say, navigate you in the wrong place. So he's not going to make money out of you just like that. Ki, aja, let me give you some kabutar, some taweez so you can put here. That's not his cup of tea. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there on this forum. He's a very genuine guy. Karuna, can you unmute yourself and just share how you felt about the whole program? Thank you so much.
Hi. This is very close to me as well, because the whole idea about vibration, because the things that I work with are thoughts, and thoughts are again nothing but vibrations. So I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I have actually taken down certain notes. And I'm just hoping that as lockdown goes down and I'm able to connect person, sit down and talk to you, and maybe probably attend certain classes. So thank you very much. It was really, really very nice. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks. You're welcome.
Thank you, Ji. Shushma Ji.
Have you given your website?
Yes, it was there, vastuworld.com. I'll again put it on this.
Okay.
Sushma ji,
So can I ask one more question?
yeah,
Sure.
please go ahead.
Sir, just wanted to know because it's about if we are making a new house, we can always study about it. But in the houses where we live, we don't know about the energy of the house. In general, what we can do to improve the energy of our houses.
Uh, See, in general, improving the energies of the house is open the windows, let the sunlight come in, let be a lot of breeze there, remove all unwanted things, remove the clutters, throw away things which are not required. Don't keep a lot of spiritual entities and spiritual Buddhas and Ganeshas everywhere. Don't put anything artificial or fighting or which is torn or destroyed in the house. So we need to remove the interferences. Don't put broken mirror and broken glasses in the house. Remove them instantly. So there are a lot of things, small things which discomfort our chakras and which create negative vibration and blocks our radiesthetic strength. So you can do that. The most important thing which I always tell people is declutter, clean the house, let enough sunlight come in every corner of the rooms, open up windows. That's it. If you create a perfect climatology, you will be having an amazing house. But if there is a specific problem, specific issues, then we can definitely help you out. You consult us. We can still measure the energies of the existing homes and rectify it if it is chronic and if it is creating diseases. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that question. Sushma ji.
Thank you, Mayankji. It was really very, very good, and I could relate to it because many years ago, we were looking for a plot in Jaipur for our house, and we went to a very half-built house, and that guy went into some problem, so he was selling it. I went there and I said, "This is the place I want." And my husband was very, very upset. He said, "Kitna kaam hai, and already half the thing is built. It is not according to what I want." I said, "If you're buying, buy this, otherwise forget it." And it is so peaceful over there for me. The vibrations were so good. So I relate to that part. Okay. My question was that how do you know certain things are creating negative energy in the house? Like you said, there may be some disalignment with some furniture or something. So how do you know that in your office or in the house?
See, this is the whole thing which I have been talking since last 2 hours. You need to be radiesthetic. You need to improve the sensitivity towards feelings. So if you intuit by your gut feeling, you say, "I don't like this thing," then you don't like this thing. Remove it from your house instantly, because that is where you disconnect. Otherwise, the best way is to use this antenna and measure the energies. Simple. So use some tools, guide yourself, or believe in yourself, believe in your intuitive strength, because everybody has that strength.
Yeah, I do have that, and my family gets irritated with me when I say, "No, this is not what I want," and I stick to it. Definitely coming to Pune to learn from you.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
So much. Thank you.
Wonderful.
So much.
Wonderful. Let's go to the next person. Umaji's already spoken. Who's this? Mr. Kapoor. Surendra Kapoor.
How are you, Kapoor साहब?
हाँ, कपूर साहब बात करेंगे.
कपूर साहब वो खोलिए, आपका वो अनम्यूट करिए.
हाँ सर.
हाँ जी. कैसा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा. आपका प्रोग्राम मैंने जो ही देखा कि अनु मेहता का प्रोग्राम है और उसके साथ में मयंक सर, बोलने का ही नहीं है तो देखना ही था.
Okay, great.
Great sir, great. I am always learning.
Thank you, Kapoor sahab.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Aarti, unmute yourself. Aarti works with animals, Mayank. She's very, very good with animals, and she's also learned antenna with me. And but I haven't taught her the gold antenna. She can always come to you and learn the gold antenna.
Sure.
Where are you gone? Aarti?
Yes.
Hi, Aarti.
So I really enjoyed it, obviously, because I've studied this with Anu, so it was quite of interest to me. And I would definitely like to connect with you because I work with lost animals who are missing. So that's how I even, finding objects and everything. I'm using the lacquer, but there are sometimes we have some cases where we are not able to find it even using the lacquer. So
Yes,
definitely would like to
yes.
explore much further.
For animals, we have amazing settings in this S3 Gold antenna, and we have used a lot of time for horses, for specifically derbies. That is for commercial reasons, but we have also done a lot of help for animals who are lost or who are not well and sick. And this is with the same with the plants. There was a question somebody was asking. We can also decode. There is a switch called acoustic switch. You put this switch into the lower part of this antenna, and as soon as though you put the acoustic switch, you can gather information and vibratory pattern of animals and plants, with this antenna. So this has different connectivities and different accessories. So
Yeah. So
you're welcome. Come over. We'll talk
yeah.
about it.
Wow,
Yes.
this is amazing, exciting again.
Yeah. So what we'll do is, Mayank, we'll probably make a group who can come to you and study.
Sure,
And
sure.
yeah, so we
Perfect.
can do that.
Thanks.
Okay. Let's go to the next person. I just want them to talk to you because that way they open up in their space. Dr. Archana has already spoken. Shamna has already spoken to you. Doreen has already. Seema ji. Seema.
Yes, yes, I'm very much here, though I was being thrown out by my net. So
Not by net. Ye mazal.
But guys, when you are speaking, if you can open up your cameras so I can see you as well,
Yeah. Thank
just for a couple of minutes, so it will be easier for
to connect.
Yes,
yes,
Seema
sir.
ji. Yes, I can see you now.
Okay, thank you. I could hear a little bit, but yes, whatever I heard is very interesting. So I would like to say, add me to the group, Anuji.
Definitely.
Because dil mange more. I've just got half knowledge and I'm not happy with half knowledge.
Yes, I can understand. Vishali is from your story.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Dr.
We'll see you soon.
Nutan,
Okay.
please unmute
Bye-bye.
yourself. Nutan, please unmute yourself.
Give me a minute.
क्यों साड़ी पहनने जा रही है?
Let me put on the lights.
That was just so spontaneous.
People may misconsider me as ghost. Okay, so I had asked two questions. One was related to plant, and he answered.
Can we see you rather than the
Yes.
colored? Yes. Okay.
Yes, I
I'm
can
there.
see you.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question was related to plants. So he answered that question already. And this was really interesting, but now I'm scared to even go inside my bedroom alone.
No.
Thinking of
See, you
all
guys
those
are
things.
taking is ulta. I have been trying to help you, make you understand that there is nothing you need to be afraid of because you are all strong. So
No, it's
don't
not
take.
it's not more about getting scared of, but it's awareness that
Yes, yes.
anything can be around you and you might get introduced to something new. So it's just that I'm not
No,
scared,
absolutely.
but yeah.
So let me
Yes.
put it
Thank you so
again.
much. It was amazing.
Let me
Great.
put it again. Mayank is not somebody who will put you in superstition. So he's somebody who is very pure-hearted and he doesn't want you to get into anything negative. And that's why he's saying again and again that there is nothing. He means it. For him, this is electromagnetic forces that need to be measured with a scientific instrument. If you're going to start measuring something with your own intuit and say, yahan pe bhi ye hai, then you are lost cause. Guys, this education is always about empowering yourself, not to take yourself into andhavishwas. That's not what is required right now. And that's what he's saying again and again. I'm not telling you guys that there is a ghost. I'm saying the electromagnetic forces. And yes, these electromagnetic forces can impact us. We may put it down as entities. So let's get out of the small world that we built around ourselves and let's expand our boundaries. And for expanding his boundaries, he's been using gold antenna and decker antenna. That's what this is
Great.
about, guys. Thank you.
Perfect. Very nicely
Thank
put,
you so
Anu.
much. Thank you, Anu. Thank you,
Most welcome,
Mayank ji.
I
Thank
guess.
you.
Swati, Renu. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Arnav.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
It is really an awesome session. I really enjoyed it and got a lot of my answers. Like everybody have experienced our own experiences, and with some people we get a positive energy, and with some people we get a negative energy, and we get some kind of feelings. So lot of things have been cleared from the session, but if you can put little more light on the particular thing, like as a humans, like we have positive connections, negative connections, and at times in your relations only you get certain feeling that this thing is happening or this thing is going to happen. So if you understood my question.
Yes,
like,
yes. So this is again resonance. A lot of people you connect with, you resonate with, so you like them and you can talk to them for hours. Some people you don't resonate, your vibrations are not connecting, and there is no communication happening, so you keep distance in your relationship as well. And this is natural and normal, because we all are vibratory beings. So we connect and disconnect and connect and disconnect. That's why we say we need to connect, as Anu has very rightly said, that we all need to be positive, give out positive vibration, and everybody will then connect to you.
right, true.
Okay?
Okay,
Thank you. Pari, you have any question, my dear? Pari is an amazing girl. She is amazing. Pari?
Thank you, Anu. You always say that one line and that makes me like, I want to come and hug you.
So I'll give you an example. This girl can't walk properly because she's got a difficult leg. And I've never seen her ever complain and say, I can't walk. I've seen her climbing the tallest of the mountains, going through all rugged terrain, and she will be the last person who will ever say कि मुझे कोई problem हो रही है. Everybody else who is able-bodied will probably say कि मुझे ये problem हो रही है, मुझे वो problem. And that's an attitude that you have. That is an attitude of never giving up, and everything is okay. And that is something that everybody can learn on this forum from Pari. Pari, can you unmute yourself and tell Mr. Mayank, how did you find the session? Anything that you think will be applicable to you? Or Pari kahan bhag gayi? Pari?
she I think some internet issue with her.
Maybe. Vinay, Arnav, Vijay, anybody wants to share how they felt? Sanskriti?
Yes, I want to. Hello, sir.
Hello, Sanskriti.
I was listening the whole thing very nicely, and I want to learn from you. Whether the lockdown opens up or not, I am unable to come to Pune, so please teach me online. You are such a straight person. You made it so simple. Many people are fooling out there on names of ghosts to simple people, but you made it so complete, and I want to learn the secrets behind this, because I myself believe in positive and negative energy only. Thank you so much for such a lovely session. I want to learn from you. I'll contact.
Perfect,
Wonderful.
Sanskriti. You are welcome.
Thank
We
you so
put
much.
his number down. If you have to go and learn from somebody, then it has to be Mayank. Don't otherwise go and learn. Or you can come over here to Anu Mehta, but I don't teach what he teaches. Yeah. Pari, please could you talk? Mute. She's still not there. Okay. Who is left behind? Arnav? Vinay?
No, Pari, we can't hear you. She is writing down. We can't hear you, Pari. So
Pari,
if you
we can't hear you.
If you can also on the video, or
can we look at you? Can we see you? Pari is writing something. Can you hear me? I think there is some issue with the audio.
Yes, we can see you now.
Okay.
Okay. So we can see her smiling.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So let's end the session here. But before we go, we have a card reading for you, Mayank. Actually, it's not even card reading; it's Kauri reading, and our Binaifa does a beautiful job of it. Binaifa, are you there?
Yes, Anu.
Very good.
I'm
Can
ready.
you please read for my beautiful speaker?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Mayank. A very lovely session. Thank you so much for sharing this info. And I just want to first show everyone the chart because we have new people today. So what I'm going to do today is Kauri reading, which we started since yesterday. So this is the Kauri chart. And
can we see
these are
this?
the Kauris.
I can't see it.
Can you show? Yeah, I'm trying to put you on the spot video. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
So this is the Kauri chart, and these are the Kauris. So I cast the Kauris on this chart, and the formation that they make, I read it along with the pictures that are there. So I use those as guidelines as well as these circles. So there
Perfect.
are nine Kauris, and each one has a drawing on it. And each one symbolizes something. So we use that, and I do the readings with that. So
wonderful.
That for you. Do you have a question, or should I just cast?
Yes. Just. So, what is the science behind it?
This is in ancient Indian science only. So this is like a predictive modality. So my teacher, Rohini Gupta, she came up with a simplified form of it, because in South they use it on the astrological chart.
Okay.
Yeah, and at times they even throw it on the floor and they do a reading. So to make it easy for us, she has come up with this method, and then we added the images to give it a more in-depth meaning.
Okay.
It works beautifully well, and it gives a lot of in-depth reading in a lot of cases.
Thank you.
Okay. So for you, Mr. Mayank, I have got, there is going to be a lot of spiritual growth for you. A lot of things which you wanted to explore and you were not able to do, those things are going to open up. Home front, if there were any issues going on, it's going to clear up. A lot of intuition based work needs to be done. You will be getting a lot of messages on how to work with the higher elements. So you need to work with them, and there will be a lot of prosperity. Try and work more with people if you are comfortable. Otherwise, it's okay. You're doing well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you. So we'll do the card reading for 2 more people, and then for the whole group. Let's take new people today. Let's do it for Vrishali, who actually connected with me to bring Mayank on board. So can you do for Vrishali?
Sure. You have any questions?
No question.
Okay.
Hello, Vrishali.
Hi. Vishali, for you, I have got that try and listen to people who you trust, and it will be better for you. They have a lot of wisdom to share with you. Don't feel scared to ask for help, because people are there who will help you. So just ask and you shall receive help. As for finance is concerned, you have got that. Do you do any healing work, any spiritual work?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, so if you think of doing that, that will be good as a means of income also for you. And if you are planning to do this, like move into spiritual world, it's good, because even if not for the sake of money, for your personal growth, it's going to be really good, because it's showing a lot of abundance. It's showing a lot of peace in your life if you move towards the spiritual path. Family life also is showing good. It's showing good relationships overall for you right now. And yeah, you are getting messages from the other side, like, to try and go into a little spiritual work, but you have been ignoring it maybe. So just go ahead, follow your intuition, and just start some sort of spiritual work. It will be good for you. Even if it's basic meditation, that's good enough.
Very, very good. Okay, let's do for Kapoor Saab, Mr. Surinder Kapoor. कोई सवाल है सर जी?
अरे सुरेंद्र जी को पहले मैं एक बार अपना नमस्ते कर लूं.
Sorry, hello. I just lost the
hello.
voice. Yes.
Hello, Anu is there.
Yeah. Surinder, हाँ जी बोलिए.
मैं 1 मिनट सुरेंद्र जी से एक बार हेलो करना चाह रही थी बस इसलिए।
हाँ बोलिए ना, हेलो कर लीजिए।
सुरेंद्र जी को सुनाई दे रही है मेरी आवाज?
दे रही है, उन्होंने स्पीकर ऑफ नहीं किया है। स्पीकर ऑन कर लीजिए।
अनम्यूट करने की कोशिश में हूँ, वो
नहीं, वो
अच्छा।
बोल रहे हैं। हाँ
हाँ देर 1 मिनट सर जी। हाँ जी, आप बोलिए सर जी, कुछ नहीं सुनाई दे रहा था।
मैंने आप सबका प्रोग्राम देखा, एंजॉय किया, आपने मुझे प्राथमिकता दिया। सो नाइस ऑफ यू। अनुज जी, कंबोडिया में आपका प्रोग्राम बहुत अच्छा था, आपने मेरा प्रोग्राम भी देखा था।
हाँ जी बिल्कुल देखा था, थैंक यू जी।
तो वो जो सीखा था ना,
याद है कि नहीं?
हाँ या सुनिए तो सही, मैं अनु जी को बोल रहा हूँ कि जो मैंने वहां पर किया था कि आदमी को देख के ऑरा देखा था, वो मयंक जी से ही सीखा है।
हाँ बिल्कुल, हाँ
मयंक जी से ही सीखा था।
बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत अच्छी बात है। चलिए
अरे अनु, सुरेंद्र जी को मेरा नमस्ते बोल दो, उन्हें सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है लगता
अरे
है।
पढ़ रहा है। वंदना जी आप दिख भी रही हैं।
हाँ, मैं आपको, आप दिख नहीं रहे, मैं तब से आपको हेलो करने की कोशिश कर रही
नहीं,
थी।
बहुत अच्छा, धन्यवाद वंदना जी, बहुत दिन से आपका डांस नहीं देखा। नया प्रोग्राम बनाइए। चलिए, ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू,
थैंक यू,
थैंक यू ऑल।
चलिए आप कार्ड्स रीड, आप इनके लिए काउडीज रीड कर दें प्लीज विनायक। थैंक यू।
लीव कर दे। नहीं है। ठीक है, सब मैक्सिमम बोलिए।
आपके लिए यू विल डू अ लॉट ऑफ मोर स्पिरिचुअल वर्क, वो आपके लिए आ रहा है। और आप एक्चुअली यू शुड फोकस ऑन एनीथिंग वन दैट यू रियली लाइक। तो जो भी आपको करना है लाइफ में आगे, तो थोड़ा और आप फोकस कीजिए, सो देन द रोड विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर यू। एंड जो स्पिरिचुअल वर्क अगर आप करना चाहते हैं, तो दैट इज अ गुड थिंग टू डू राइट नाउ। it's showing in that direction, so things will be smoother for you.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. अब आप विनायक फिर पूरे ग्रुप के लिए पढ़ दें और फिर हम we'll call the session.
Sorry. So for the whole group, I have got family relationships are going to improve. Whoever has had blocks in them, it's going to move out. Just follow your intuition. There is abundance showing in everyone's life, and we just need to be more open to receiving abundance and also receiving it with joy. So don't try and think of just earning money. Try and also think of helping people, through which anyway money will come into our lives.
Wonderful. Thank you. So Mayank, thank you very much.
Yes, hello, thank you.
Thank you so much. 2 सेकंड के लिए आपके लिए गाना बजा देते हैं, चलेगा?
जरूर 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 जरूर।